Okay, that's good. All right, so this is a game called Friday. You're basically my guinea pig here, whether anyone's actually going to watch this or not. It's a solo game. It's really hard. It's old. But basically, we are playing as Friday, who has had a very peaceful life on this deserted island in the middle of nowhere until Robinson Crusoe has a shipwreck and lands on the island. So basically, we are trying to strengthen Robinson Crusoe until he has enough fortitude to get off the island, and to do so, he has to go through many little tests and events and eventually fight 2 pirates on his way back out to his raft and get off the island. So the first thing we're going to do is, I've read this, and in the solo game, we aren't going to play this, in the easier solo game, we aren't going to play this aging card. I'll explain those, but we're going to get rid of it just to make it a little bit easier. The very, very nasty aging cards we are going to flip over, shuffle up, and put on the bottom of the aging deck. And then the regular aging cards, you can see he's got a beard there, and on those he has a white beard, so he's very old and fragile. We're going to do the same thing here, shuffle those up and place those there. So the way that, let me just, I might as well shuffle the decks while they're here. I think the game does that for us. So we have a bunch of health chips, if I'm not mistaken. There's a total of 20, and we have 2 in reserve in case we get any cards that give us extra life before we lose any. Right now there are 3 phases in the game, and I think I can spread those out so you can see them. Phase 1 is the green phase. Phase 2, I can't tell which of those is green. That's the green phase. Phase 2 is the yellow phase, and phase 3 is the red phase. Each phase, obviously, it gets more difficult. I don't know how to unspread these. Uh-oh. Oh, joint? Nope. Okay, well, we're going to manually do it then. There we go. Nope, wrong. There we go. And the way that works is, this is our hazard deck, and each time we go through the entire hazard deck, we go up to the next level, and you'll see what those mean. And these are our fighting cards, which we're gonna, well, here, what you do at the beginning of every turn is you get to draw 2 hazard cards, flip them over and read them, and decide which one you're going to actually activate and which one is going to go into the discard pile for now. And the way you do that is you look at the top of these cards, and you can see that down here, for example, this card, as long as you're in the green, which we are in the green level, you need to fight it with a 0. This card, in order to beat this card, you need to get 4. And you have 4 cards to do it. On this one, you only have 1 card to do it. And in our deck, I'm going to show you some of these for now. We'll do a search so you can kind of see them. There's all kinds of cards. 1s, lots and lots of 0s at the beginning. And you can even see there's some negative cards. So it can be tough, especially at the beginning. But what we're doing is, as we go, if we lose a battle, or a test, I should say, we lose health, unfortunately, but for each health we lose, we get to discard a crappy card if we want to. If we beat the card, we then get to keep this card and put it in our discard pile for the next time we shuffle. And there's other things that happen later, but for now, there's no way we're going to get 4 because we have a bunch of terrible cards. So we're going to choose to fight this one and discard that for now. So we get to pull 1 free card, and we have to get a 0. Now we could pull a -1. You never know what's going to happen. However, if you decide you want to pull more cards and put them over in the additional card pile, you can pay a health and draw another card. Although at the beginning of the game, when things are kind of this bad and your deck is that terrible, you actually may want to lose some. So there is some strategy involved here. But let's pull our 1 card. And we're going to zoom in and see what it is. Oh, we got a 1. So we've beat that. That's rare for me. I usually don't beat them. Now, when we beat it, when we beat a hazard card, we get to put it in our discard pile to use later. Now this one, as you can see there, is not the world's best card. It's going to be a 0, but there is a bonus power on it of being able to pull 2 cards during a turn. So even though it's a 0 fighting power, its special power is actually pretty good. So we put these 2 cards in our discard because we didn't lose that battle, and we go again. Flip, flip. So we've got actually these are the identical cards. The only difference being that if we do win them, they have different bonus powers. So this one would allow us to destroy a card that we've played, which if it's a crappy card could be good. And this one lets us take a life. Unfortunately, both of them we're going to have a hard time beating. So since they don't make a difference, we're going to take the life one. We'll put that one in the hazard discard. And we get to pull 3 cards. So let's have a look what we get here. A -1. All right, that didn't start off well. So we now need 3 to get that 2. And a 0, so we're really not doing well. We got 1 more free card. And a -1. So by my count, we're at -2, and we have to get to +2. So -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Geez, that's a lot. We'd have to take 5 health. Am I counting that right? Anyone in the chat want to tell me? How many health do I need to pay? If my goal was 2 and I'm at -2, is that 5 or 4? There's a brain slug in chat. Thanks, brain slug. Brain slug. No, thanks, brain slug. So what do you think? Do I have to pay 5 health or 4 health? 4 health. Okay, so we're going to go to our health pile and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the nice thing is because we've paid 4 health, we could destroy 4 cards. But we only have 3, and they're all crap cards, so we're going to take advantage of that and destroy those. So they're now out of our hand. Unfortunately, we do not win this, so it goes into the hazard discard pile, and we pull 2 new hazards. Okay, so we've got another 0, and another one similar to the one we've done. I think we need to play it safe here, and we'll do that. So we need to pull 1. We only get 1 free card. Hopefully it's not another minus card. Okay, and it's a 1, so we win that one, which is nice. That had a special power on it. And we're going to go again. Why do I keep getting the same cards? I think someone on this stream is jinxing me. Anyway, this is a really good one, the +2 cards, as I mentioned earlier, so we're going to grab that one. So again, we only get to pull 1 card for poor Robinson. And he is feeling weak, which is fine because our goal was 0. So again, we're going to win these, but unfortunately we're keeping a lot of 0s in our hands, but hopefully those special powers come in handy. We're going to pull 2. Can somebody tell me in chat whether this is all coming through clearly, etc., and you're hearing me okay? Okay. Okay, thank you. I don't know if that's a good emoji or not. Okay, on this one, let's vote. Do we do the one that has a goal of 0, but we only get 1 card, or do we do the one that actually has a 1 fighting point, but we get to draw 2 cards? What does the chat say? You're the only one viewing it right now. Oh, the one with 2 free cards. Okay, that's what that means. Okay, so let's try that. We get to pull 2 cards, and we're looking for a total score of 1. It's a 0. And that's a 1. Look at that. I believe they're Twitter bots, huh? All right, so we won that one. That was a good call, chat. Mean lady, thank you. And we're going to go again. So we still have 20 hazard cards left, which means 10 turns, I guess, theoretically. Okay, this one, no matter what, we're going to have a bit of a fight. I'm going to play the easier of the two because our deck is still pretty weak. So the beauty of this game, or I guess the idea of this game, if you haven't figured it out by now, is to weed out the weak cards and eventually add better cards to your hand, because pretty soon we're going to go up to the next difficulty level, which if you look right here, we'd have to do 3 to get this same card, and then 6 once we're on the red level. So this one, we get 2 cards and a -1, so we need 2 now. And we're at a 0. So I think we get rid of these. So we're going to take our 2 damage and health, 2 health. And we're going to have to discard that one, unfortunately, but we get to destroy these 2 goofy cards. All right, let's see what we got next here. Okay, so we've got a 1 fight with a below the pile, means we get to put a card below our deck, or we get to exchange 2 cards for 0. Now the difference is this one actually has a fighting point. I think I'm going to go for the harder one. So we get to pull 2 cards, and we're looking for a total of 1. Hopefully we can do that. We got 2. Look at that. That was a great one. Okay. So we won that one. We get to put both of them in our discard pile. See, right now, whoever made this mod, actually it's a great mod, but once you've won a few, they tend to go into the deck upside down, and I have to rotate them, but it's not a big deal. Still a really nice mod. Okay, let's go 1, 2. Ooh, okay, so we need a total of 2 for that. And since this is our first stream, let's take a look at what's left in our hand, just not the order that they're in. So we have a -1, a 0, a 0, a 0, 0, a -1, and a 0. Not a good hand. So at this point, I think we have to take the weaker cards and just hope for the best. Now we only have 7 cards left, and we still have 7 pulls left here. So we get to pull 1 card here and hope it's not a minus. Of course it's a minus. So I vote we take this as a loss. Let's discard that. We have to pay 1. And we're going to destroy that one. There. Chat, can you still hear the music lightly in the back? Awesome. And don't forget to follow and subscribe. I don't know if you can subscribe because it's such a new channel, so probably not. And can I do a cheer here? How do I do that? Do this. Woo. Isn't that fun? All right. You can hear the music. That's good. All right. So let's pick a fight here. Ooh, neither one's a particularly appealing with what we have left in our deck. So let's play it smart. And we're going to pull 2 cards and hope we get 1. I don't know how we can because we don't have any positive ones left in our deck. So 0 and 0 with no special powers. So we're going to take the loss on that one and pay our 1 health. You see how quickly this goes down? A little crazy. But we only get to destroy 1 of these, and since they're both the same, off it goes. Those are not stacking. It's very weird. There we go. Okay. So we have to put this one back in ours and discard that one. And we're going to pull 2. Come on, Robinson. Yep. Yep. All right, so let's see what we got here. I think those are pretty identical. Maybe we should do the life one. Let's do that. And we get to pull 2 cards, which we know are not going to work. So again, we're going to lose a health. Get to get rid of 1, at least. It's back, and this gets discarded because we lost. All right, what do we got here? Okay, that didn't flip. Or there we go. Oh my. This is not going to go well. So we are going to now we're going to lose a lot of health is what we're going to do. I think we're going to stop right there. So because we need 4 and we're -1, so we have to do 5 health. 1. By the way, just comment if I'm playing this wrong. As we say, I am the BG noob and never correct. So we paid 5 health. We're definitely getting rid of both of these cards. Although I could play this one first to get my 2 health back. So let's do that. And then we'll discard it. Is that one? Okay. 2 more cards. Let's see. Well, really, let's not try and kill ourselves in the first round here. So we have to get 1. We're going to play 2. Oh, we are out of cards. So here's what happens when we're out of cards. We get to put those cards back in our pile. But before we do that, we must take an aging card and mix it in. So we're going to put the aging card there. Take the rest of the cards, and then we're going to give them a good shuffle. Okay, so we get to pull 2 cards. Maybe we can win this. Who knows? 0. And a 0. That is not encouraging. Well, let's take our lumps. Pay 1 back. Lose that. Discard 1 of those, and we have to keep 1 of them. And now we've got 2 more hazard cards here. A 0 and a 0. Both give us exactly the same thing, so let's do that. And we pulled a 1, so we won that one. Not the biggest win, but at least it's got a life special power on it. Getting down to the end of the hazard cards here, which is going to bump us up to the next phase. Okay, well, we're not winning the 5, we know that. So we're basically battling for this 1. And we pulled a 1. So we win. At least it's a 2 fighting card, which isn't bad. This game can play pretty quick once you know what you're doing. So that'll be a while for me. Alright, so this one, definitely want that phase -1. And as you can see, this is now out. So we have to go through this deck 3 times. And then we're going to be able to challenge 2 pirates to get off the island. I've never made it that far. So, yeah. So we're going to add this to the discard pile. We are going to rotate those, flip them, shuffle them up, put them back, and go to phase 2. Now we're going to be looking at the yellow spaces to see what we fight after this fight. So right now, now was I in phase 2 when I pulled this card? No, I was not. So we're still fighting at a phase 1. I guess I should have done that first. What am I doing? I get to pull 1 card. And we pulled A. See how sometimes they're upside down? So this one, even though I could stop here, which I'm actually going to, I could pull 2 more cards if I was trying to get a higher number for free, because that's the special power on that card. But we won, so there we go. Okay, let's see what we're up against here in the yellow phase. Okay, 5 and a 7. I don't think we have much choice but to try the 5. So this one would give us a 2 fighter with a +1 life special power. We got to pull 3 cards, so let's give that a shot. So that's 2 times exchange. I got to remember what that is, so I always just go back to the rulebook. Scroll down a bit. There it is, 2 times exchange. You can exchange up to 2 of the other drawn cards. You must finish the first exchange before starting the second exchange. You can directly exchange the newly drawn card during, okay, so basically, I keep drawing here, so 1, this is 2, -1. We are not off to a good start here. That's the aging card. You can see they have higher penalties than some, although this isn't as bad as some of the others. But we need 6 to get there. Don't think we're getting 6. And a 0. However, we're going to use this card to turn it sideways or tilt it generally, but I don't know how to do that on this. And we are going to pull 2 extra cards. So they didn't do much for us, but they got us closer. So we're at +1 out of 5. And now we're going to exchange some cards. So as far as I know, I can exchange the this terrible one. We put that in the discard pile. Draw 1 to replace it. Okay, we're doing a little better. And we're going to exchange, I can't exchange that one. I guess I'm going to exchange this one. And it didn't do us any good. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5. So we're only -1. So I'm going to lose 1 health. And I can scrap one of these cards. I'm going to do this one because it has no points whatsoever. And we will... we have to put the rest back in our discard. And we did not win that, so it goes back into the hazard discard. And off we go to the next one. Alright. 1 and a 1. Are these exactly the same? Do the exchange one because they're identical. Other than that, we get to pull 1 card and we're looking for a 1. We got a 1. Look at that. Very nice. Robinson was focused that time, which is unusual for him. So that's that. Okay, let's pull our next 2 hazard cards. Is this the same again? 1 destroy, 1 copy. Let's go for the destroy. Maybe it'll help us thin out our hands before things get insane. So we get to pull 1 card again, and we're looking for a 1 more. And we got our 1 or more. So we won that too. As well. Hey, thanks for joining in. I appreciate everyone being here. Okay, so these ones, are these all the same? I don't like the shuffling sometimes in Tabletop Simulator. It's not always the best. Alright, so +1 life or destroy. Let's do the life one, and we're looking for a total of 3. We get to pull 2 cards. Not from the discard pile, Jeff. Oh no, our discard pile's done. So we have to pull another aging card. Put it down there. And we're going to reshuffle. Hopefully for real. I know it looks like the top one's staying there, but apparently it is shuffling it. So. Okay, so we're looking for that 3 and we get to pull 2 cards. Well, not bad. 0, but we get to pull 2 more cards, which is great. -1. We were on our way there, but now we're at +1 out of 3. 1 more card. And a 0, and we get to exchange 2. Look at that. So we're going to put... I'd really like to... You know what? If we stop here... It's only 2 health, and we get to destroy 2 cards. Now, to destroy an aging card, you need to do 2 health. So I think I'm going to do that. It leaves us only with 3 health left. 1, 2, and we're going to destroy the aging card. And unfortunately, we did not win that round. We go into our discard pile, excuse me. And we'll play some new ones. Okay, so, oh boy. Further exploring the island. We need 5s on these. Only difference being, well, let's do the 1. We get to double one of our results if we get that one. This is going to be tough. We get to pull 3 cards, and we need a 5. So let's go. 1. There's 1. All right. 0 with no power. Yuck. That's 2 out of 5. Oh boy. Well, I'm going to pay... Oh boy. All right, we're going to pay 1. Pull another card. Okay, we are... So this one, even though it didn't add anything to us, we get to play it. It reduces a phase. So for our next card and going forward, we'll be back on the green again. But not for this battle, unfortunately. So we're going to stop here. I've got 2 out of 5, so I'm going to lose 3 health. And I'm dead! Okay, so we can't do that. I'm going to have to pay another health and pull another card. And there's a 2. It doesn't get us to 5, but we only lose 2 health. Oh, I can't do that either. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we lose 1 health. Do that. And we're going to get rid of 1 card, which is going to be this 0, if I can break it out of there. Well, let's do 1. That back. That back. That back. Back. And destroy that one. Okay, but we're down to 1 health, so not looking good. This game is very difficult, but I really like it. 1, 2. Oh. Yike. Oh wait, we're doing the green, I forgot. Okay, we're still going to do that. So we only need 2, but I get to pull 3 cards, so here goes nothing. Of course. Alright, we're going to do that life right away. Last card. Great. I get to destroy 1, so we're going to destroy that piece of crap. And once again, we are dead, because I only have 2 left, so I've got to pay 1 in the hopes of getting something, oops, that's going to benefit us, or we're game over. And I get to exchange 2. I can't do that, so we are dead. Game over. It's a tough game, boys and girls, but man, is it ever kind of fun and thinky and somehow thematic. I don't know really how they did it, but it's pretty good. Anyway, that's my first ever stream. I hope anyone who watched this or is going to watch it is or will enjoy it. And thank you very much for tuning in. Take care, guys.